Where is hell? Can we find hell on earth, or is it somewhere in the universe? How about 1 Kings 8:27, whereas it says that the heaven and heaven of heavens cannot contain God. So there are many heavens which are considered to be galaxies. How about as far as when we search for it? Where is the devil? Where is his home? Where are the fallen angels? Well, here we can find out in the Bible, particularly Revelation. It says that Revelation 20, it says that there's a place called the bottomless pit. And in Revelation 20, the very first verse, it says that it contains the devil. Once he have been chained by the angel, he would be taken there. When we die, where do we go? Do we just vanish? Are we staying underground, 10 feet under? Or is it a reality, whereas we will be somewhere in a place where the grass is not greener, but there's no grass at all? How about Venus? Venus is a retro planet. It's the second planet from the sun. It's approximately 67 million miles from the sun. This is what's intriguing. This is what's very interesting as far as this terrestrial planet. It takes 225 days, earthly days, for 1 year. For 1 year. But what is very intriguing is it takes 243 days for sun up to sun down. And because it's retro, the sun comes up from the west. It is the only planet in our solar system that has this type of a rotation. Isn't this interesting? Something that is also extraordinary is that it can reach the Fahrenheit of 870 degrees, which is approximately 465 Celsius. This is how hot it is. It's so hot that they have about 100 volcanoes. 100 volcanoes. And with the lava, it's make rivers. So if God can cause a planet to have a sun up and sun down before it takes its course, a year had went by. How can this happen? Well, it takes 225 days for Venus to orbit the star, the sun, right? Well, and it takes only 225 days for it to orbit and 243 days sun up and sun down. This is how we realize that he can create a place of a lake of fire. Get a hold of this. 23, Revelation 20, the third verse. It says, he cast Satan into the bottomless pit. Into the bottomless pit. Until, verse 7 said, until his 1,000 years expire. Then he shall be loosed from prison. So we have hell. Then we have the bottomless pit. What's the punishment of the bottomless pit? Well, after all, when he was cast out of heaven, he was cast out with other angels. So therefore, in the bottomless pit, there would be no angels there to accompany him. So for the first time ever, yes, this devil will be without company. He would be lonely for the first time. And pit, bottomless, that means he would not be able to see himself. All this time, he have learned to adjust to hell. But nonetheless, he would not be able to adjust to a world darker than what he ever experienced. So he's not subjected to do such a thing. Yeah, and furthermore, it says, Revelation 20, verse 14, it said, hell delivered up the dead, and they were judged. So God's going to pour what's in hell out to be judged. All the people that may be in hell. So it's unfortunate that we think that, well, where's hell? It's in the universe. It's in the universe. These places are in the universe. Acts 2:17, I shall put my spirit upon all flesh. Now you have people that didn't believe in God, atheists, agnostic people. They're having a revelation, a life after death experience. He allowed them to go through the tunnel, go light years throughout the universe, going through portals, only to return to be rescued by a physician, by a doctor, and to give a testimony that they was in hell, and to testify to others that hell is real. Of course, we want to fabricate things and make everything look so dandy, and at funeral, although we live an awful life and so forth, we have preachers indoctrinate the people who are mourning, saying that, hey, they in a better place. But are they? Are they? So these are things that is very urgent that we must take into consideration as well. Be more objective to finding out a more better way to live in this life. Always remember, we only in this world just to get to the next world. This world is temporary. We ought to remind one another with this. All throughout the universe, thousands of stars, trillions of stars. Some galaxy holds over 1 trillion stars. Einstein, he in his special theory of relativity, he tried to time space, what they call space-time, and he realized that you cannot measure the universe, and it did not come by some big bang. So God is real, and yet, as big as the universe is, it cannot contain God. Our soul have been created to live forever. No, you cannot live forever. We cannot live forever, but the soul lives forever. And whichever world we decide to send our soul to, that is where it will remain. Keep in mind, once you end up in hell, God will bring up hell. See, the devil's not in charge of hell. He's just there to supervise it. But he's not in charge of hell. How do we know he's not in charge of hell? Because he cannot release anyone from hell. Once you're in hell, can no one take you out but God? And on Judgment Day, he will pull you out of there, only for him to punish you in a lake of fire. Hell is not considered a punishment from God. We place ourselves in hell by not doing what the Almighty, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent God want us to do. We place ourselves there according to our decision. God says, that's not my punishment. That's the world that we have chosen. But yet, when it's his time, then he bring us up out of hell, people out of hell that may be there, the souls, and he also bring out the devil, according to Revelation 20:14, and all of the fallen angels. Then all will be judged, and then God would begin to say, now it's my turn. And his destination, final destination, is the lake of fire. Can we burn forever? Of course. Because after all, mankind, technically, they were not created. We were released from the breath of God. God blew into the nostril of Adam, and man became a living soul. So the body dies. The soul cannot. It cannot be quenched. It's indestructible. And that's why the devil will do anything just to gain your soul. Because out of ignorance, he realized that mankind do not know that once we depart from this world, we will live forever. Remind one another with these things, with these words, so that people won't be so easy, so adamant to want to kill themselves and thinking like life is over. Remind them that life doesn't start until you leave this world. Don't forget to subscribe, and also remind them that please do not go into the next world by killing yourself, because you go in as a murderer. So do not allow people to just speak or have a suicidal thought. Encourage them, inspire them. And I hope that you will share this with others so that we will have a better understanding, a better comprehension of what happened to us once we depart from this world. It's something that we should spend our life on. Okay? So do what is right. Do what is good. Just for the sake of having an eternal life. Walking with the streets of gold and being with angels. And in the meantime, take care of yourself and be safe out there.